All righty. Well, welcome. And I think we have folks in quite a few different time zones here. So whatever time of day, welcome. I'm Reverend Kathy Mastroianni. I'm Executive Director of the Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation. And welcome to our very first Lunch and Learn of 2025, January 16th. And for this, we're starting our third year of these free complimentary monthly lunch and learns, thanks to Reverend Dr. Martha Quintana. That was her divine idea. And so we're so grateful. And we're here for you. And so we're grateful that everyone who is here right now, but also who watched the recording. We just know that there is something here for you. Even though January is the birthday of Dr. Ernest Holmes. His birthday is January 21st, and he was born 1887. He's actually giving a gift to each one of us. We are going to receive a gift for his birthday. So I'm going to start us off with an invocation. Again, I'm so grateful you all found the new Zoom link, those details that are everywhere. And we just affirm grace and ease with it all. So just kind of sit back. We're just going to relax into this moment. Let go of anything that has come before on this day or any day. We're just going to breathe in that breath of spirit, that prana, that life force that connects each and every one of us in the oneness of all there is, was, and ever will be. I just invite you with your breath to just kind of feel your energies, kind of calm. Really move into that place of center, that place of interconnection and timelessness. And I love that there is truly no time or space, because right now there is the eternal now that we are connected in. And in this eternal now, that wisdom of Dr. Ernest Holmes, even though he spoke these words like 70 years ago, he is alive right now, thanks to the Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, thanks to having these recordings digitized and made available for each and every one of us. And again, there is a gift here. Dr. Ernest Holmes was born 138 years ago in Lincoln, Maine. And who would know on that day, at the time of his birth, that he would be the leader of a movement, a New Thought movement, a teaching, a philosophy to change our thinking and change our lives. And so I just know here in this powerful moment of now, as we all come together for the Science Mind Archives monthly lunch and learns, that we just move and we put ears on our hearts and we listen with an open heart to the recordings of Dr. Ernest Holmes. And I know there's a gift for each and every soul who is here and anyone watching the recording. So I'm just filled with gratitude. And I know as we move forward with love and light and curiosity and openness and receptivity for the good and greater good of this lunch and learn. And so it is. Just take that breath. Again, thank you so much. Yay. How awesome. Wow. This is wonderful. I love it when you pray in, folks. That worked really well. Thanks, Ernest. So again, welcome to the Science Mind Archives monthly lunch and learn. We have a lot of beautiful souls here at the archives, and I'd like to say hi to a few. We have Dr. Jim Van Cleve and his lovely wife, Emily. Jim is our board president for a long time. We have our newest board member, Reverend Dr. Missy Higginbottom. We're so grateful to have her join us. I see Reverend Dr. Martha Quintana, who is the creator of this Lunch and Learn for us all. Reverend Chris Plim, who has been our events coordinator, board secretary, and she does so much more. We're so grateful. We have Mirna is here. There she is. And thanks to Mirna, we're starting next month. We're going to have simultaneous translation into Spanish of our Lunch and Learn. So please share this with your Spanish language communities. We're doing everything we can to make what the Archives has accessible to the world. And we're so grateful for the enthusiasm of our Spanish community, grateful for Blanca being here and all she does. And Frank, he has been a ministerial student helping us out doing an internship. And if there's anyone I've forgotten, please say howdy. So he was put in the chat where you're from. And so what we do is we're going to listen to a recording of Ernest Holmes. A lot of them are not even posted on our website yet. And so this is your first, a lot of times it'll be your first time hearing this like in 70 years. People haven't heard this for a long time until the Archives saved this and digitized it for us all. And a little trick that I've heard or learned when I listen to Ernest Holmes is a lot of times I need to hear it twice. You know, you'll listen to it once here, but then the recording is going to go up on our YouTube channel, Science Mind Archives and Library Foundation YouTube. And I really encourage you to listen to it again. You'll get a deeper meaning. It kind of transforms into a deeper understanding. And you really connect and commune with this essence of Dr. Holmes and even the simplicity of the message that he shares. So again, I know that there is a gift in here for each one of us. And so I have just a couple questions for you to ponder. I'd like you to think when you're listening to, so it's about how to change your personality profile. And so find out, listen to Ernest. What does he say? How do you do this? How can we change our personality, you know? And then what is something personal for you? Where is some place in your life that you would like a transformation or a shift or a change? And because again, there's that gift in here for you. Alrighty, so I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Holmes, and Reverend Martha will play the recording for us all.
How to Improve Your Personality by Ernest Holmes. Did you ever ask yourself, who am I? Or have you looked at yourself in a mirror and said, who are you? If so, you have asked one of the big questions of life. For life can have a meaning to us only in relationship to this thing that we call ourselves. Let's examine ourselves then and see what we really are made of. We shall soon enough discover that there is more to us than a rag and a bone and a hank of hair. For just as you stand before a mirror looking at yourself, something else about you seems to stand apart from your physical body. For instance, you can count your toes and fingers, you can hear your heart beat or feel pain in your body, and still know that you are more than this. For without denying your physical body or its aches and pains, you soon discover that there is something about yourself that in a very definite sense seems to be separate from what you are doing. Your fingers do not really manipulate themselves. Your feet do not really walk of themselves. Because if they could, then you could cut them off and they would keep right on walking. When you say then, who or what am I? You know at once that there is more to yourself than there seems to be. You know that to your physical body and to your environment, you must add something else. And let's call it consciousness, or the ability to know that you are you. Consciousness, or this ability to know, is the most important thing in your life. And you did not create your consciousness. It came with you when you entered this world. Consciousness of that thing which you really are is the gift of life. It is God's beloved Son in you. But you may ask, what has all this got to do with my personality? You may say, what I want is a dynamic personality. I want to be somebody. I want lovableness and charm, and I want to be creative. Well, of course you do. It wouldn't be natural for you to feel any other way. But what is this thing that you call myself? And this thing that your friends call you? The person that you really are. This thing that makes you different from all others, and that endears you to other people. Walt Whitman said, there is more to a man than is contained between his head and his bootstraps. And Jesus the beautiful and wise said, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. It is this hidden source of your being that you are looking for, this high gift of heaven, this thing in you that can mold and make your personality. This is your treasure of life. This is the source of your inspiration. There are hidden powers, undeveloped resources, unimaginable depths to your being, which you can penetrate and bring to the surface and make your personality anything that you wish it to be. But first, you must come to know what you really are and who you really are. For you are God's good man, and you alone can decide whether or not your personality shall be happy and whole and dynamic and creative, attractive or repulsive. You alone hold the golden key to the larger life, and you hold it in your hand right now. But you cannot use this key until you first connect yourself up with that something bigger than you are. This doesn't mean that you are going to get lost or become submerged in a dream or a fantasy. It really means that you are going to learn to live and think and act from the feeling that there is a limitless power back of everything you do, a power for good that you can use. Somewhere in you is the same imagination that wrote every book that was ever written, the same inventive genius that invented everything that makes modern life comfortable, the great artist who painted all the pictures, and the one who wrote all the songs. But you may ask, how am I going to bring all this out? How am I going to get it to the surface? How am I going to become that wonderful, dynamic personality which everyone would like to be? Well, perhaps the best way to begin is not to try to be so wonderful or so dynamic. Don't strain. Don't wear a mask. Don't try to be anyone but just yourself. All imitation is suicide. You are you, and you are real. And the coming to know the real you is not so much something you develop or create or compel, as it is something that you discover within yourself. For this real you is already there. You didn't even create it. Your first step then is as simple as this. Hook your personality, your physical body, your environment and everything you do, say, and think up with that thing that you really are, an individual living in pure spirit, here and now. God did not make a mistake when He created you. When He implanted His own being in your life and breathed into you the breath of life itself, and He made you to be happy and whole, complete and contented. You may start then by believing that at the center of your being there is a real person, a lovable person, a creative person. This should not be done with conceit or arrogance, but with the utmost simplicity. You must become acquainted with yourself. You must come to know that the real you is lovable and kind, happy and whole. And of course, you can't do this unless you believe the same thing about everyone else. Now, this is going to contradict a lot of experience, and so does every great discovery. So does every advance in science. Whoever thought that nylon stockings could be made out of coal and water and air, or whatever else goes into them? Who thought that out of these natural resources this marvelous nylon thread could be spun that goes into so much industry? You may be certain that whoever thought of it contradicted everything that had ever gone before. You may be sure that before ever it was formed, somebody's imagination conceived its possibility, and you may be certain that the inventor who conceived this possibility was listening to something in the universe and hearing it and following its direction. You will soon discover that thoughts of love, drawn from your innermost self, will make you a lovable personality. You may be sure that the image of yourself in the mirror is a projection of your own thoughts. All that it is, or has, or does, all the power it possesses, you give to it, and what it lacks, you withdraw from it. You may be certain that if you become calm and poised inside, everything you do will be orderly, that if you love others, they will come to love you, that if you identify yourself with success, you will become successful. And you may be certain that if you find peace in your own soul, you will be bringing peace from heaven to your environment. And could you ask for more? Could you expect anything better? Could even God, in his infinite love and wisdom, have done more for you? I don't think so. The most wonderful thing about it all is that you really do not have to create this terrific personality people like to talk so much about. You don't have to influence people as one so often thinks he must. All you have to do is to live from within yourself, to express that something which you did not create and which you cannot destroy, something which you can and should use. We are all cradled in the infinite. We are all offspring of the Most High, and there is in all of us a deep yearning, a great need for a sense of security and peace. There is also in all of us, in you and me, in everyone who ever lived, a feeling that there is an answer to all the demands we make on life. As surely as I believe that you live, so surely I believe that there is a depth and a meaning to your nature which neither you nor I nor anyone else has ever fathomed. An inexhaustible resource, a perennial fountain of life, and a person that surpasses in grandeur, in beauty and in love, anything that you have ever dreamed about. And I believe that God is an actual presence within and around us, and in and around everyone. We should affirm daily that our family is the household of God, that each member is rooted deep in the one divine spirit of love, of harmony, that each desires the good of the other. Here is tolerance, understanding, and peace. Here is unity of thought and purpose and plan and action. Here is sympathy and understanding. And here is the joy of living and the happiness of being together, feeling of comfort and well-being. There is a feeling that we all belong to each other, and that we all belong to life itself, that we are in partnership with life and with each other, joined together in mutual confidence. This family life represents the divine presence of God in each person, uniting all with the others, joined together in love. There is always a sense of peace, of protection and happiness, for this is God's good family right here on earth. We live because life lives in us. We move because there is a universal energy activating us. We exist because the Spirit has seen fit to give us life. Therefore say to yourself, knowing that I am one with God, and recognizing that all people live and move and have their being in that one spirit which is God, I know that I am one with every person I meet. Knowing that love must be at the root of all reality, I feel a deep affection for everyone I meet, forgiving myself for all the mistakes I have ever made, and forgiving all others. I seem to meet people in the simplicity of faith, in the harmony of peace and the joy of living. And I sincerely believe that there is a divine presence and a law of good which attracts every person and every good thing to me, which flowing through me reaches out to everything in my life with love, with confidence, with consideration, in joy and gladness. And I am learning to salute God in everyone. I meet people naturally, spontaneously, and happily. It is my desire that everyone I meet shall be blessed, shall feel the warmth and color and friendship which I have for the whole world. I rest in this blessed assurance that we are all one in God, right now.
And so it is. Well, there were some lovely nuggets of wisdom in there for each one of us. And again, the two questions I propose. So we're about to go into breakout rooms. And I'm going to kind of maybe go with Martha to see, wow, we have a bumper crop. We think 5 in each room or 4? Maybe 4. So what do you think? For like 15 minutes?
So you want, there are, let's see, 27 people. 4 is usually a good number. So should we do 5 rooms?
Yep.
6 rooms?
Yes, I think that would be great. And so again, the two questions, and I'll put them in the chat. This is, again, what did Dr. Holmes say? How did he say you can improve or change your personality? And how can you use this wisdom in your own life? And then whatever else comes up in your conversations. So again, we'll go for about 15 minutes, and we'll see you when you get back.
Do you want to pause the recording?
People.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back.
Oh,
How did that go, everyone? Was that fun?
mm-hmm.
Good discussion?
My visual left. It was on and then it left.
Who left?
Well, Annette, I can see you and hear
You can? Well, I wonder why I can't see y'all.
Oh, we're here.
I was,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I can't anymore. Huh.
Yeah, there's a glitch. Try changing your page. Switch, swipe.
Go to gallery and everybody shows up.
Yeah, if you go to the
Kathy, you may have to mute everybody.
I'm on a laptop.
Okay, in the upper right corner, you go to your view. Sometimes when you go from breakout rooms and back, your
Okay.
view changes. So go to gallery view or speaker view or whatever
There's-
your preference is.
See, all of that left.
Oh, that's true. So, you can hear us.
Oh, well, at least I can hear you.
Yeah, well, that's good. All righty, friends. Well, who would like to share? This is the part where we kind of share with the main group. If you could use your virtual hand, that helps so we can find folks. But, who would like to share any wisdom or insights from your discussions?
Well, I won't be shy.
Thanks, Dr. Barbara.
There we are.
Thank you. And it's just Barbara.
Okay.
But what came to me, we talked about so much. I just enjoyed the group. I enjoy all the groups, and thank you for starting this. But what came to me just a couple seconds ago was maybe we don't need to change our personalities or adjust them or whatever, so much as we need to just realize, remember, and apply that is already within us, which is.
Nice.
That's all.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I'm complete.
I think that's what Ernest said. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Alrighty, who else? And again, using your little virtual hand. Okay, Annette, let me grab you down.
Yeah, we said the same thing, that these qualities are already within us. Like we are creative beings, and we just need to be aware of it.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I just loved what Dr. Holmes was really, not to try to be anyone but yourself, to be the real you. And I think the more we get in tune and in touch with our authentic selves, then, we can be happy. We're not trying to be someone else. No, thank you. Who else? What other insights and thoughts? Was there maybe like a realization for yourself in your life, that you got from the hearing Dr. Holmes that you can use? Thank you, Missy.
I'm not finding the hand. Where's the hand?
The hand's on, mine's on the middle, but I did raise my hand there. And
if you click on where it says react.
Oh, it's the react button. Okay.
Yeah, Zoom has changed things, and we're all kind of in like,
yeah, really. Stop it. It's like the grocery store. Stop moving stuff.
Thank you. All right, Dr. Missy, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was interesting that he reminds us that we are connected through the divine, that no matter how we express ourselves out in the world through the mask of personality, that we are connected through the oneness, which is the divine within each one of us. And I always like those reminders because it always makes me then contemplate that oneness with you.
That's beautiful. No, I love that too. And the other thing I wrote down is he said, like, if we want to be lovable, we have to believe the same thing about everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are one, aren't we? Good. Thank you so much. Cindy.
That reminds me of the quote that Jesus said about it's easy to be lovable to the lovable. It's easy to be nice to, I'm paraphrasing, but it's easy to be nice to those who are loving and lovable. It's harder to those who are not.
Exactly, and that's the practice, right? That's why we're all practitioners here, and we get to practice.
Yeah.
So again, for me, it's just a reminder. It's always about waking up. I realize this. Bringing it from the head to the heart is like, that's the practice, like waking up, and just like you were saying, Annette, that it's easy to be kind to someone who's kind to you, and yet someone who isn't kind, that's likely often where I forget, and also I just remembered too, I can apply a lot of this when I'm in traffic. And if someone cuts me off, it doesn't really bother me. I send them a blessing and know, that they need whatever. But in my own personal life, with family in particular, it's just like I have so much to learn and so many areas in which to continue to become conscious and change my reactions.
Nice. Well, and again, obviously, that's where our power lies, right? Our power lies in not what's happening around us, but how we respond to it, and the thoughts that we think, and to just notice those thoughts, and it become that loving, responding. I love the 4 agreements too, not to take things personally, but then we just know if we get little triggers to go, how curious. Be curious about it and say, that's interesting, and then go do our personal work and journal or talk to a practitioner or whatever we need to know, because that is that part of that awakening that you talked about, right? That as us waking up as being that going deeper. Yeah.
And
Hey, Frank.
and I have to remember that when I'm triggered, it's about me. It's not about someone else.
Nice.
And uh, I have to go look within. What's triggering me? It's not about them. They're just being their authentic self, whatever that might be for them. Um, and I just need to go in, and like everybody else, I have my moments. It's easy to get distracted in real life, by real life.
You bet. And so,
That's why I love coming to the archives, because I can find stuff to recenter.
oh, thank you. Isn't that the truth? You know, reading or listening to Ernest, it kind of, I love that kind of a reset button and kind of get you back to center. So
Yeah.
what do you do? So like if you were triggered, what is your personal practice?
Well, my first practice is to be quiet, because I don't want to be reactive. I want to make sure that if I'm going to react, I react positively over something versus being humanly reactive and just perhaps cussing someone out or yelling or whatever. I want to make sure that I respond with an appropriate way. Sometimes I don't respond at all. Sometimes if it's something that doesn't affect me, that I'm not really worried about, doesn't touch me, I just let it slide right by. Most of the time I let it just slide right by, because I had made the choice. It's not going to let it affect me.
Nice.
It's about that, whatever they need to do. Um, so unless it affects me, really, let it just keep right on moving past me,
That's awesome.
like the wind around my body.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. I see Valerie there.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I also read the Four Agreements. I've been in a book study group for 10 years on spiritual principles. And that really helped my life a lot, was not to take things personally and to look at it as from, okay, well, that's what their thinking is. It doesn't have to do with me. Now, I'll carry that out further and I'll say, I always say this to people when in these groups that are supposed to be working on themselves, me too, is it's always about us. And I noticed that, I believe that, but I noticed that there's a lot of resistance for people to say it's always about me. But it's always about me, how I take it, how I see it, you know. But that also gives me a commitment to making my own life better. Yeah, so.
Nice. Is there any practical thing that you do? So like how do you implement that in your own life?
Yes. I had this practice of gratitude, and I probably started this like 6 years ago. Really helped when the pandemic came in, because I live alone. I'm in a small apartment. I could walk around and say, I'm glad there's heat in the house. I'm glad that, there's food, there's places that deliver. And then that grew over a few years into looking at the opportunity in everything, everything. So, I mean, even I only got COVID once, thank goodness. And when I had it, of course, I just like sitting there, right? Not doing too much. And I said, okay, smarty pants, what's the opportunity in this? And so I started going online, looking up people I haven't seen in years. And one of my closest friends who had moved away, she had died and I didn't know about it. But they had a whole thing online about her. And so I just spent 2 days grieving, but also celebrating my relationship with her. She's a wonderful Quaker woman. And I know that if I hadn't been sick like that, I wouldn't be on looking online for people I haven't seen. So there was an opportunity in that. And I do believe there's always an opportunity if we're willing to do the work on it. It's just, I am not the same person I was 5 years ago, even 1 year ago. I am not the same person because I have put some practices in place and I do them. I'm committed to that. And then while it doesn't seem like I'm doing much, oh yeah, because I am so different. I like myself these days, yeah, being authentic, as someone here said, is so important because I like who I am for the most part. And if there's something that I want to work on, so be it. That's my human nature. I get that.
I think that's beautiful. And I think that's exactly what Dr. Holmes was talking about today. It's really getting to know ourselves better and to going within and to just realizing that we really are already, we already have everything that we need, to be more loving or compassionate. It's actually all within ourselves. And to just take that sacred time and to look for it and to honor it. Yeah, so good for you. We all of us, I think if we're here, we're doing our personal work, but we have to have the courage to do it. It takes time and courage and attention, and then when you do, all of a sudden miracles happen, the transformation, we notice, others notice, our lives get better, we're happier, joyful, love, it's so good, this teaching of science of mind. So I really appreciate when people share their personal practice and their personal journeys because each one of us, we're learning from each other. We are absolutely here on purpose, for a high purpose. So thank you. Thank you, Valerie.
Yeah, just real quick, I'm going to say this. Yesterday, I joined online a self-compassion group. Kristen Neff, she's like premier in this country. So I've been looking at it for 2 years. So I decided to do it. And just in my thinking in this group today, it's like, yeah, you know what? I could be kinder to other people if I'm kinder to myself. So now it makes sense to me because I can be harder on myself than I am on other people. But I think as that grows within me, that will move up on the planet.
That's beautiful. No, that's very profound and good. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for sharing here. And we're going to do what we do because it's fun. Alrighty, so I'm going to share with you. So the archives website just is constantly growing and evolving. And as I started off by saying Dr. Ernest Holmes, it's his birthday this month, January 21st, 1887 is when he was born. The archives has an annual birthday party. And so I'm going to share with you our website where you can find all the information on things. And I'm going to, there we go. And I'm going to share. We have so much wonderful things happening here at the archives. And we just really invite you, just like this Lunch and Learn, please share it with your friends. Let people know about it, your communities, your friends. We're here to serve. We're here to really share the wisdom and teaching of science of mind with you and the world. So this is sciencemindarchives.com. And let's see if I can talk and chew gum at the same time. But if someone could put that in the chat. Here we go. There you go. Everything you need to know. And so on the left column, you're invited to a virtual music concert. Oh my gosh, we've been putting it together. Again, Reverend Chris Plim is the chair of that committee. It's been really fun to watch it come together magically. Karen Drucker, Jamie Lula, all our friends. Amy Steinberg, we just got her video. It's just a fantastic song, very fun. We'll have silent auction, live auction, and you can purchase a candle as a gift for Ernest. It's $13.80 and representing because he's turning 138 this year, and he's looking good. I have to tell you, he's still looking good. So come, it's an annual event. It'll be Sunday, January 26th. We have most of the time zones. I'm sure there's a few others. And again, go to the website and just click. You You can buy a candle to support him. Our silent auction should be going live here in a minute. Oh my God, the auction items are still growing with very cool items. So again, not to take too much time, but just click around, go exploring. And then there's the grand opening, and we're going to see if I can get, I want to make sure, I'm going to stop share just in case, and I'm going to do it again. I want you to hear, we're going to play a video that we have a lot of volunteers. You know, I'm the only full-time staff at the moment. We're about to get one or two more. But a volunteer, Reverend Paul Ski, created this video for us. So I want to share it with you.
There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it.
You are welcome here. 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 You are welcome here.
There you go. You are welcome here. We encourage you to check out. We would love to have you at our grand opening. Again, we have a great lineup. We're celebrating being here at Unity Village, and we just moved here in June, and we're still settling in. But I mean, we're here thanks to you. We're here to preserve and protect our science of mind history and philosophy for you and for everyone. So there you go. You're welcome. So again, check out the website. Go to our YouTube channel. This philosophy and this teaching is here for us all. So I just want to thank you all for coming today. You know, it's always the third Thursday of the month. And I think next month, Dr. Martha, you're doing the Whittier Church dedication, the Cosmic Consciousness Experience?
I am. I'm excited. Everybody should come. This is where Holmes proclaims that the veil between the worlds is very thin. So you're in for a mystic experience if you've not heard this.
Yeah. So put on your calendar, third Thursday, noon Mountain. All righty. Well, thank you so much. Again, this should be up on our YouTube channel shortly if you're interested or if you'd like to share. And we're just grateful for you. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, everybody.